Bravewood Beanery cheered 100. Thank you.
I'm just following him.
Turn on Twitch, let's have some fun. Dana's kitchen has begun. She's whipping up the very best with bartender, drink more, cook less. He's the tech guy, Robbie, Randy, Roy. Rocky is the bestest boy. The food is great, come grab a plate. The show's starting, so don't be late. Dana's kitchen.
Ooh, you could make pita dough.
I look ridiculous.
Well, hello, look at that. We've already started a hype train and a golden Kappa one at that. Thank you guys so much. That's amazing. Okay, wait, I gotta breathe. Hello, how are you guys? We're back. It's been a month. We've missed you. We did not stream on vacation because I left my phone in Munich. And so we had no way of logging on to Twitch. Because my iPad was like, get your authenticator code, which was on my phone. So, oh my gosh, you guys, thank you so much. Thank you, Michael and Twilight Wolf and Bravewood. And hello, lovely people. How are you? How has it been? How has your April been? It's been like all of April. We were busy. We were busy on our trip, and we... gosh, if you weren't here, we went to Birmingham, UK, and from there we had a layover in Munich where Dana left her phone and had a breakdown for a couple of days because she felt so stupid for leaving her phone there. Couldn't get it back. We were in Nice, and then we went to Turin. We all stopped by in Monaco and said hello. And let's see here, then we went to Bellagio where it rained, and then we went to Venice, and then we went to Rome. So, left hand hidden. So, Twilight Wolf, we tried. We actually paid money to overnight it to Nice because we were actually there for like 5 days. And when it didn't show up, I was like, hey, what's going on? They go, yeah, we can't mail it. There's a lithium battery. And I was like, so what can we do? And they're like, oh. So, yeah. So.
What's the best thing you ate, Dana?
What is the best thing I ate? Oh gosh, there was so much good food. I have to think about that. I should have probably thought about that ahead of time.
I think for me, it's still the Michelin star place.
Yes. While we were in Nice, we went to a Michelin star restaurant that was surprisingly affordable. You had very limited menu, and it was delicious. Just as fries. You subscribe. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. We love it. Thank you so much for supporting.
And Suki.
Did Suki too?
With Prime.
Where's Suki?
Right there.
Oh, there's Suki. Oh my gosh, thank you, Suki, with your Prime. I'm sorry, I'm busy over here talking. So I would say the Michelin star place overall was probably the best thing. And we only ended up there because we were supposed to do a food tour in Nice that day, and we had trouble finding the spot, and we thought we missed it. And then I looked when we got back to the room because I didn't have my phone. And I looked back and I said, it says here that it wasn't ever confirmed. And we looked back, and they hadn't had any reviews for several months. So we figured, okay, something's happened. So they didn't charge us, but that left us with lunch for free. And so Robbie had wanted to get us dinner there, but they were full with the reservations, and the only time they had was during lunch, but we were going to be on the food tour, and he jumped on. He's like, they still have lunch available. So we ran over there and had lunch. It was delicious. No foie gras. Foie gras. Lennox, thank you so much. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for subscribing. Yay. All right, come here, Robbie.
Who, me?
Yeah, you. Yeah. You wrote down that there's big news. Would you like to?
There's big news.
There's big news. That's what you wrote.
I think it's that you have a Golden Kappa hype train.
That is
I could sense it.
big news.
I could sense it.
Big news.
Oh, was there something else?
You tell me.
There might have been something else, guys.
So there we go. So for all of you who thought we were married before, we're still not. But we're engaged finally. So we've taken, yes, there is a ring. Hang on. There, where's the thing? Oh, you moved it. It's over here. There we go. Can you see? It's not focusing, but you get that. So yeah, thank you. All right.
Gotta change it back.
I know. So there is, sorry, my clothes are tight after all the food, even though we walked like
A lot.
a lot,
A lot.
like 7-8 miles a day. It's beautiful in so many ways. So there's actually a funny story about the ring. Do you want to tell the story?
About the ring?
Yeah.
What's the funny like what? What's the funny about the ring?
When we got the ring, or when we went and picked it out.
Oh, so I knew that Dana would want something different, which is fine. But I'm not the best listener. So I was like, hey Dana, why don't we, go look at some rings? And that way you can get what you want.
This was several months ago, by the way.
Thank you guys so much for that Golden
Thank you
Kappa
so
train.
much. All right, I'm gonna take that off now.
So let's go look at some rings. And yeah, sure enough, what I would have picked out would not have been.
It would have been fine. It would have been fine.
Because I would have chosen A, she chose B. I would have chosen C, she chose D. It's fine. This way she got what she wanted. But she didn't know when or where. She's probably getting tired of waiting.
This was like November.
Well, there were some things there where you didn't get ordered.
Yes.
Hey, Juan!
Hey, Juan, hello! Yes.
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 But the lady selling the stuff who's helping us that day, she's like, oh, how long you guys been together? And Dana said,
No, I just looked at.
Oh.
I just looked at you. I was like,
a long time. And she's like, oh, I thought 6 months. And it's like, no, 8.5 years. She's like, what? I'm sorry, but what?
yeah. And every once in a while we were there, she would just look at him and go, 8.5 years?
Yeah, she did that like 5 different times in the hour or so that she was helping us.
So, and then she finally says, it's a carat per year, right?
So we tried to get up to that, I think.
I did not.
That's the other hand.
It's the other hand.
Hiding it.
I'm not hiding it at all. I even took a picture and put it up and nobody said anything.
Yeah, we snuck a picture in there.
snuck a picture
on
on Discord.
On the last set of pictures.
So the price goes up each year, exactly, Michael.
And now I've been told by someone from Australia that we saw in Rome, who was at dinner. Mm-hmm. He's like, yeah, you just want to go and get married, mate. So you don't have to keep getting asked, when's the wedding?
When's the wedding?
When's the wedding?
So who was the first one to ask? Was it Juan?
I think it might have been Juan.
Juan. I think Juan was the first one to ask. So we said 1, and then somebody else asked. We went 2, and then somebody asked today, and we were like
Wolf
3.
Mom.
Wolf Mom! Welcome in, Raiders! Welcome in.
So Justice Price did see it.
You didn't want to say anything? So, yeah. So, hello, welcome in, Raiders. We just came on. We're going to probably do a shorter stream today because we were up for over 22 hours yesterday, starting at 11 p.m. your time, but that was 6 o'clock our time, and going to bed around 9. So we're a little tired
We're
today.
still out of it, that's for sure.
Because both of us were working today too, so there was that.
So we're basically
And party at a later date. We could. We
20,
could do
21 hours is what we were up yesterday.
20, almost 22.
Yeah, it was a long day.
Long day. Aw. Poor Robbie, that you're perfect
Yeah,
for
it only
me.
takes like 20 Marry Me dishes, I guess. I don't take a hint.
Probably should have done it sooner. I mean, do you know how many people, even on Twitch, they'll be like, and then Dana's husband, and then Dana's husband.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's good to see you too, but I can't say he's my husband yet, but I can now say, welcome to Raiders. My name is Dana. If you don't know who I am a home cook up here in North Texas. I love Wolf Mom. She's amazing. And this is my tech guy fiance.
What? That's still not real.
Yeah. And dishwasher, logistical elevation technician, and dog wrangler. Robbie, Randy, Ricky, Roy, Scrap. Drink more, cook less. So there we go. Divorce me dishes. Oh, it held, the Automod held it. You want to give it back that?
I'll go grab it.
Why is divorce in the...
You know.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, we had to put that up there for some reason. Just about the divorce. Yes, there we go. Cans of soup. Cans of soup. There's nothing wrong with canned soup. I can just make better homemade soup. So what you're going to probably get off and on in the next month is you're going to be getting some dishes from vacation. That's what I like to do. And today, one of the things when we were in Nice that I had never even thought of or anything were chickpea crepes with savory fillings in them. So we ate crepes in Nice.
We had a few.
We had a few. And then there were savory ones as well. And soca, which is a chickpea, almost like a pizza doughy kind of thing. We've made it here before. I'd never had it before. So I was really worried about how the consistency was going to come out. It actually turned out really good because it's kind of it's an Italian and a French. It's like a Northern Italian, Southern French kind of thing. And they sell them, it's street food. They sell them, they're out there on these big things, and they just kind of take a hunk off and say, here's your hunk of soca. So, so there we go. So that's what we're going to attempt to make today. I've never made them before, and because it needs to sit for a while, I went ahead and made some crepe batter. It still feels watery to me. We'll see how it goes. But let me show you what's in this. It's really pretty simple. Excuse me. Woo! Been drinking a lot of water. Trying to hydrate after all of the wine. But we'll talk a little bit about, Nice was our second stop. Our first stop was in the UK. And Andy's not in here, but while we were in the UK, we actually got to meet Andy, which was awesome. We saw him from behind, so I just walked up right in front of him, probably way in his personal space, and I was like, hello. He's tall.
So Andy is real, we can confirm
He's a real person, and we had a delightful breakfast. I want to remake some corn fritters from this restaurant because it had chunks of corn in it. It was delicious. So are we going to watch the draft tonight? Are you going to watch the draft tonight?
We'll see what we get up to tonight. We might go to bed early.
Yeah. Went to bed at 9 last night. So we're still trying to make up on the sleep. It was good to sleep in our own bed.
Wolf Mom says that he told Wolf Mom that he got to meet us.
Oh, he told me. Yeah, it was really fun. So Robbie had a friend there. Unfortunately, they made plans to go on a trip. So we only got to see them one day. Well, it was twofold. So our flight left Dallas an hour late. And by the time we got to France, while our flight was boarding, our flight to get to Birmingham was boarding, it was in a completely different terminal, and we had to sit through security again, and we didn't make our flight. And the next flight to Birmingham was, let's see, what our flight to Birmingham was like, it's supposed to be at 10 in the morning, and the next one was like at 5?
5 or 6.
5 or 6. So we were there for like 7 hours in the Paris airport, which, don't get me wrong, is lovely, but if I had to do it again, I would actually say, let's just take the 10 o'clock tomorrow morning and go see the Eiffel Tower. Because we sat there in the airport all day, which just is exhausting to sit in an airport all day and boring. And if you played Pokemon Go, you probably got gifts from us from the same 3
That's true.
Pokestops. I was just sitting there. I still had my phone then.
You
So
did.
those were better times. And then we got to Birmingham, where it was really strange.
Because the cars were on the other side of the road?
Because we just walked out of the airport. We didn't go through immigration. We didn't go through immigration in France. We didn't go through immigration in Birmingham. So we don't know what happened. Maybe we did something wrong. I don't know. So we got to our place in a cute, tiny little town called Belper. Super, super cute. Stayed there.
Where the people met us to help us with the bags.
Literally, like the woman was the nicest. If you ever for some reason need to be in Belper and you don't have mobility issues, because it is up a spiral staircase and then up more stairs to get to the place, but they showed up and they actually helped carry the bags all the way up, and she just kept checking in on us. Do you need anything else? Are you okay? Like, she put stuff in the refrigerator, tons of coffee, wine. Happy girl, happy girl. They don't ask questions. I guess so. So we were there, and so on our second day there, we drove out and we got to see Andy, and then Robbie and I watched Welcome to Wrexham. So we drove all the way to Wales so that we could peek in the stadium for Wrexham and hang out there. We had a beautiful, lovely lunch out on a pond in the back of a big estate. It was great.
And we went in the pub and had some
We did.
stuff.
We went in the pub that's there. So if you watch Welcome to Wrexham, you'll know what we're talking about. So we went in there and we had a drink. So it was fun.
Got some
It
merch.
was fun. Wait, there, Dylan and Kelly on 90210. I did not watch 90210.
I mean,
was a little
parts of
after
it
my
did,
time.
Michael. We're not done telling stories.
Yeah. So when we did finally go, we got to Munich. The airport in Munich is like amazing. It's wonderful. And
Is that what distracted you?
No, I usually put my phone in my purse, and I didn't, and I left it there. And 5 minutes later, I said, oh my gosh, I left my phone. I went to go get it. A woman comes out and she goes, she saw me like frantically. She goes, did you leave your phone? And I said, I did. And she goes, so 2 older women, and here's how they're dressed and everything. They just took it like 2 minutes ago, and they were taking it to Lost and Found. Couldn't find them. And then we had to go catch our flight. So, find my iPhone. It's in the Lost and Found at the Munich airport.
And her phone was still on airplane mode.
It was on airplane mode, so I couldn't send a message
and
to
I
anybody.
couldn't call it or text it to be like, hey,
Hey.
we're looking for the phone you have. Where are you so we
Where
can
are
meet you so we
you?
can meet our plane?
Yeah.
Because it seemed like it didn't actually get all the way to Lost and Found until that night.
That's when we finally saw it there. Yeah. So,
No phone.
no phone. No phone. So I've tried to do some stuff, then Robbie was trying to do stuff once we got to Nice, and I finally said, just let me have a little pity party. Let me just sit in my shame spiral for a day. I need you to stop worrying about it. I need you to be the happy person and pull me along so that I do not fall into a pit of despair. I'm going to go through some withdrawal.
So yes, from that point on, for France and
I did
Italy,
not have a phone.
If you liked the pictures, I took them.
I
don't
took
like the
pictures on my iPad, but it was limited. My iPad was limited to when I was on Wi-Fi, and it's a really old one, so it was really slow. So Robbie did take most of the pictures you guys have seen. Robbie took. He did hand me his phone sometimes.
So Dana took a couple with my phone.
What about the pics? So luckily, those got uploaded to the. I have to look and see if the ones that I took in the UK made it to the cloud.
2 ginger ales.
So 2 ginger ales. Wow.
And Fajita, did you see? Did she show you?
Here. There we go. There it is.
And it's blurry glory.
So all of it's blurry glory. Okay, so continue the story in a second. So I'm going to just show you how easy a chickpea mix is, and if it doesn't work, then you can ignore all of the things I'm saying here. So this is 1.5 cups of chickpea flour. Benefits of this: no gluten. So if you have some gluten sensitivities or allergies, or you have diseases where you can't have gluten, this will have no gluten in it. So we have 1.5 cups of chickpea flour. I'm gonna get some warm water, and we're gonna do 1.5 cups of that. We're also gonna do about a teaspoon of salt. This is a 1/2 teaspoon. Look at me measuring. Take a picture, won't happen often. There we go. We'll stir that up. We're gonna get 1.5 cups of water. And then you want to let that sit for about 30 minutes. Then you want to add about a tablespoon of olive oil to this and any seasonings that you want. So I put some black pepper and some cumin, not a lot, just enough to give a little flavor in the one that we've got here. So I'm put 1.5 cups here, because if these turn out well, I will make some for breakfast. We're going to do ham and cheese tonight for ours. And we've just got some cheddar cheese and some deli ham. That Robbie's like, I don't even know what kind of deli ham I went and got, because I sent him to the grocery store today.
The crepes were so good that we had.
They were so good. We went back multiple times to the same place. It had a little takeout window that we used one time, or you could sit on the square and eat it. They had tables out there. We'd go and I'd get my coffee, my evening coffee, because who needs to sleep? All right. Now, alternately, you could probably put this in a blender. If you're making your crepes with flour and eggs, it is way better, I have found, in making crepes to do it in a blender. And then, again, you want to let it sit. If you're letting it sit at room temperature, maybe 15 minutes or so, or you can make it the day ahead and stick it in your refrigerator.
Was there any food that you didn't enjoy on the trip?
The one night we went to that really big place in Nice, my risotto. It was an asparagus and shrimp, I think. I'd have to go back and look. I will tell you, the shrimp were cooked really well. Risotto was okay. It was a little, I like my risotto to be a little more looser. I don't want it to be real gooey, like glumpy kind of thing. And the asparagus didn't feel like it was fresh asparagus in there. It tasted like canned asparagus to me. So I didn't eat very much of that. And I think that's the one thing you didn't really eat all my leftovers of either. So there's that. So yes, Amy, we got engaged. They may have used leftover risotto. And it was early enough in the evening, right? So it should have been made into arancini or arancino or something else rather than risotto. It just wasn't very good. Drinks were good there. But here's what we've learned after talking. We took 2 food tours. And what I've learned from both of those is if there is someone trying to seat you at a table, Like they're trying to get you off of the street. Come eat here, come eat there. Don't go there. Don't go there. And this was one of those places. As a matter of fact, you really had to work hard to get around that woman because she was just kind of like, you're walking down the street. You remember her, the blonde hair? She's like, hey, and you're like, yeah, no. And she's like, no, come here. And you're like, no, thank you. She's like, hey, come on. So beware, wary of those places. They said the good places don't need people standing outside.
Technically, someone doing the job, it's illegal.
In Italy, but not in
Italy.
not in France. So
And then that was the other thing.
it may
that
have
you
been what
learned
they
about
didn't sell at lunch.
The stuff that you're supposed
Thank
to
you,
stay away
Amy.
from.
Gelato that has a cover on it if you're in Italy, because they said it's probably not fresh gelato. Fresh gelato doesn't need to have a cover on it. What else? Oh, and I've always known this. If you see a menu that's really, really big and has the same things, like if you go to Italy and you go near any of the sightseeing areas, you will see the same things on every menu. And it doesn't necessarily mean that they're not good or decent. But we had some carbonara that wasn't great. But we've also had some amazing carbonara, you know. So there. Do they have those holes in the floor? No holes in the floor. Didn't have any of that. Go outside the city downtown. We had some good meals in Paris, but we're not in Paris. We were in Nice. So I think it's been a long, long time, and since I've been in Paris, and I was really only there for one day.
Other than the airport, anyway.
Other than the airport, where we just, I think, ate sandwiches. Because I think I bought sandwiches, and I was like, here, you've got to eat something. We've been here for 7 hours, so. But outside the touristy areas and find locals. What I used to do when I traveled internationally and we stayed at places where we had concierge, I go and ask the concierge and I said, where should we have dinner? And they tell me where they want me to go. And I go, okay, so now that you've told me all the touristy places to go, where would you go for dinner? So I like to do that. Hello, Elser. Trip was good. Trip was good. Was Rocky... we did not get a good report card from Rocky. Apparently 3 weeks is just too long for him to be at the kennel. They said the last few days he was not really behaving. So, sad face. Ooh, how is everyone? Oh, I'm good. How are you doing, Silver G? How's it going? Okay. So this is the stuff we've made here. This is the stuff I made. I'm gonna just stir it up real quick for our crepes. But before we do that, we need to prep our other foods that we're gonna put in here. And again, we're keeping this super simple because we just got back and I sent Robbie to the store because I was working. And I said, I'm not going to try and make him do anything complicated. I said, get some ham, get some cheese. He said, what kind of ham?
I can handle that.
What kind of cheese? And I'm like, don't care. So, and I really didn't. Although he did say, he says, you want me to buy shredded cheese? And I'm like, no. We'll shred it ours. I think we felt pretty safe over there. Didn't you feel pretty safe?
I actually felt even better than the last trip.
Than the last trip? Yeah, no problems feeling safe.
I mean, I was aware more of a couple things than 2 years ago, probably. But
I mean, I have a purse that I travel with that has
it wasn't
little
until
locks.
we got to Venice that it was like, oh yeah, remember pickpockets, and then Rome.
And so yeah,
the first 2 weeks of the trip, it was, I think, nicer.
I mean, I have a small purse I keep in front of me, and then I had a purse. I actually have a purse for the areas that have high pickpockets. It's got a zipper, and it has the zipper. There's a little ring on the other end, and the zipper has like an almost has like a little clippy thing that clips that you can't just unclip and take off. It's more like a, how do you say that, carbiner? Carbiner kind of lock on it. And so you can put stuff in there, but then I keep it in front of me too, so yeah. I think your mom will be just fine. Do you know where in Italy she is going?
I mean, you really only have to be aware of stuff when there's a lot of people around you.
Yeah. Although it was kind of interesting in Venice when, towards the end of being on Venice, we had a couple of people who are like, always watch your purses, watch your purses. Like, well, it's the last day here.
I thought it was funny that in Venice, the sign I saw even more was, beware of the gulls.
Oh, the gulls. Gulls.
As in seagulls.
Yeah.
Hey,
All right.
hey.
So in Nice, we had a really nice, hello, Neil. Who is the guy talking? It's my fiance.
What? That doesn't sound
I have
great.
to say, he loves it when I say that.
Are you used to it yet?
Am I used to it? Not really.
Me neither.
Not yet. So Robbie, Randy, Ricky, Roy, drink more, cook less. There we go.
Slash fiance. I got an upgrade during the trip.
Carabiner?
I think it's
Carabiner?
like what they do for mountain climbing, right?
Yeah. Exactly. So if you're female, look for that. Or if you're a guy and you like wearing a guy bag of some sort, Robbie has pockets on the inside of his jacket, so everything kind of went in there, and there's zippers on all of them. So I don't have a new house. I've been in this house for 14 years.
Hey, King of APOC.
So there we go. King of APOC. Hello, hello. Guy bag means man purse, exactly. It's European. So there we go.
I have missed the movie quotes. Whenever I did that on the trip, Dana's like, what are you talking about?
It's a merce. Oh, no. You know, we're talking about building a house. However, we don't know if that's going to happen or not. That's our hope is that. But we got to wait and see how much everything is going to go up by the time they release the lots that we like.
Winding down from a hectic Easter season at my work, sold out of all our Easter chocolates and more.
Wow.
Dana found a ring on Easter.
I found it's going to be easy to remember because it was Easter in Venice on a gondola. Kitchen Crash. Kitchen Crash Course, thank you for the follow and welcome to our community. So, thank you for the lurk. Thank you for the lurk. Cheese in Venice.
It actually would have been the night before, guys, but we had trouble finding a gondola after dinner.
I guess we were in the wrong part of town. I mean, I don't know if it's like this now, but I remembered being on a gondola at night years and years and years and years ago. And that so many of the places had that were on the water, down the canals where nobody's walking and everything, had candles and everything for, I guess, to make it just nice and romantic. But we did what we could.
King of APOC's mom was in
Thank
Italy
you.
last week.
Oh, she usually stays in Positano. We haven't been to Positano yet. Sorrento's about as close as we've gotten to that. Or is Positano, I think that's the one that's up, down, Sorrento.
Are you directing
area.
a plane? What's going on?
I am. I'm directing a plane. That's exactly what's going on.
Thank you, Silver G.
So,
And
thank
Elsa.
you. Kitcha, hello, how's it going for you? Welcome in and thank you for that follow. So how did you find us? And tell us a little bit about yourself. Robbie and I are talking a little bit about our trip. We just got back from Europe. We were there for 19 days. One full day in the Paris airport that we weren't super happy about doing. All right. This is not the most beautiful thing. I said to Robbie, I'm going to cook, but it ain't going to be pretty today. I am feeling a little under the weather today.
You propose, and the standards of the show just go downhill.
Well, I'm not feeling great, so that's why.
No,
But
we're both
on
still really tired from traveling back.
And Sunday, we're going to be doing the Carmen San Diego thing with John. Miss Sarah Lynn, hello. I know, we finally made it back. So, thanks for coming in, Miss Sarah Lynn, the other half of Darth for Baca. You should give Darth for Baca a follow. Give Silver G a follow, King of APOC a follow, all the people. All right. Drink Candlesticks. Oh, thank you. Well, we're glad you're here. So, Robbie and I haven't streamed in like almost 3 weeks. I was going to stream a little bit while we were in Europe, except I left my phone in Munich the first week we were there. And then I had no way to actually get onto Twitch or get onto my social media or get on anything because everything was like, hey, we've sent a code to your phone. And it was challenging because I made almost all of the reservations. So everything was on my phone.
Yeah, I got the flights and she got the hotel stuff.
So I had to sit there and like figure out, like say, hey, please don't email me or text me. Here's the new phone number. And everybody was great except for the host in Bellagio, who we never heard from ever. So yeah, it was.
But while we never heard from the host in Bellagio, Dana, they sent us a welcome party of about 2,000 ants.
There were so many ants. They were coming out from underneath the shower, going through the bathroom, into the living room, one way to the balcony, and then out to the front door on the other way. So, Min-Max! Hello! Welcome in, Raiders. Guys, you gotta follow Min-Max. First of all, Min-Max is great, especially if you love video gaming. And my daughter does some stuff with Min-Max, including Pew Bang. I said it right. I should know that. I always go Pew Pew Bang Bang. Pew Pew Bang, which is great if you want kind of like a feminine twist on video gaming stuff. So welcome in, Raiders. My name is Dana. You may know me as Kelsey's mom. And that is fine. You may call me Kelsey's mom. I'm good with that as well. So welcome in. I am a home cook up here in North Texas. And Robbie and I just got back from Europe. And we just got engaged. And we're talking about the trip. And I'm going to make a very simple dinner tonight of some savory crepes using chickpea flour. So they are gluten-free. So there we go. So welcome in. We're glad that you're here. So yeah, Robbie will give you a shout out here in a second as soon as it lets him. So, held on and got one towards, you guys are having your conversation about the switches, I'm guessing.
The switch
So,
too.
we need a destination wedding. Where would you like to go, Sarah? Is that what we're aiming for? You're gonna go.
Tell you what, Sarah, you plan it,
to
I'll
go.
show up, and we'll call it a day.
Thank you. Yeah, it's only been 8.5 years. That's it. It's been 9 years.
It's not quite 9.
It is 9 years.
Next
we started
month.
we started talking in April.
No, Jay Brunner, apparently you have to be engaged first, and I forgot that stuff. So. Oh, Twilight Wolf says Japan. That'd be fun.
Japan. So, no, we are not already married, even though I would say probably 1/3 of the people on Twitch always referred to us as like, that's my husband, and going to TwitchCon. And we just stopped correcting him. I stopped correcting them because Robbie was upset at me because I would tell people we weren't married, or I'd say we've known each other for like 7 years. And he's like, why are you telling him that? And I'm like, because it's the truth. I don't know what else you want me to do. So there we do. There we go. Oh, thank you, King of APOC. Yeah, so there's that. And I'm trying to get used to it because it sits up really high. So it's, I have already washing my hands, cut myself.
With the ring?
Yeah, I told you that yesterday.
I didn't realize it was because of the ring.
Yes, I said I'm going to have to get
Remember
used to
that part where I said I don't really listen?
Yeah. Here we go. Here it is. So anyway,
Hello. Wedding stream.
probably no wedding stream. We'll keep that private. As much as we know everybody, that there'd be some people who would like it. So,
I joked
anyway.
with the guy from Australia we were having dinner next to. I was like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna wait another 9 years to get married.
So anyway, we went to Nice, which was nice, and the only tour we did there was to go to Monaco. I think that's the only one we did, right?
Yes. Got to drive around part of the F1 track in a van. And he was even nice enough to play some racing sound effects in the car for us as we went through one of the tunnels.
Rocky is the ring prayer. Unfortunately, Rocky has not shown himself to be real cooperative with that stuff, so I doubt that will happen. All right, first crepe is like a first pancake. You're probably gonna mess it up.
I was admiring their skill when they were making the crepes each time.
Yeah.
You guys are really, really good at this. You've done it a bit. And
I
they
do
the,
have
the
a
long
crepe.
spatula to flip it just right.
Yeah. I don't
Sarah,
have
your
that.
uncle was engaged for close to 40 years?
Oops. Almost did that one right.
That's a long time. See, Dana, it could be worse.
I was getting a little worried there because the 20th was towards the end of the trip, and I thought, I'm pretty sure he's got a ring with him. I didn't even go looking for it, although I really, really wanted to.
But the ring place was nice enough to, I had the normal box, but they also gave me like a real slim box so I could be extra stealthy.
So future people. All right, we're gonna let that sit in there and let that melt. So, you know, it's not a bad first crepe, considering I've never made a chickpea crepe before. Would be just about your favorite food. It does look good, doesn't it? You know what this really needs, Robbie?
Sugar?
It does not need sugar, but I have some.
Sarah, I'm like a ninja.
What? Stealthy. Almost. It tore a little there, but it'll still be really yummy. So we're gonna let that sit there for a second and let that heat up. And you know what I'm gonna do? Where is my?
Twilight Wolf, I proposed on a gondola in Venice.
I hadn't gotten there yet.
He asked. Or she asked. Or they asked.
They asked.
Twilight Wolf. Trying to not make assumptions.
So you are not a ninja. So Nice was good. We mostly ate in Nice. We did a lot of walking. Our hotel room was great. It was in an older hotel, but it had been modernized enough that you had a really good shower, and they were super nice there. They had really good coffee, which is important. All right, we're gonna attempt here. This is our first one. We're gonna do this again, but I think, and I have zero idea where my favorite toy is. Do you have any idea where my favorite toy is? My whipped cream canister.
Oh, what? It's not in the fridge?
It is not. Is it in the other fridge?
Did you miss cooking or did you enjoy the break?
I actually enjoyed the break to an extent, but then I really missed it, probably starting around Venice. And I was like, man, I want to go shopping. Like, we're going to these markets and seeing all the beautiful food there. I was like, oh, I want to try to make that.
I did not miss all the dishes. There's the one Airbnb in Bellagio where I had to do all of like 2 minutes worth of dishes before we left.
Because I wasn't going to cook in a place full of ants. So there was that. The pan is huge. Yeah, I'm making, because we're doing savory crepes, I wanted them to be a little bigger. But the crepes they were making there were like this, right? Folding them.
Yeah.
They were huge.
And or like the Airbnb in Bellagio was supposed to have a washing machine, It's like, oh, cool, we can get some laundry done. And then it was the tiniest.
Seriously, it was about like this deep. I said to Robbie, I said, which pair of pants do you want washed? Because I'm only going to be able to fit like one of your pair of pants and my pair of pants. And then there was no dryer and they didn't have a clothesline. But that's a whole nother story. We're not at the Bellagio yet.
Sorry.
Robbie is jumping way ahead here.
What I do. What's your name again? Who are you?
Favorite dish. So Robbie and I were talking about that. We went to a place that was called L'Académie in Nice, and it is a Michelin notable restaurant, but they do lunch and they do dinner. So there's like 3 choices over 3 courses that you get, and you build it, and I think it was like, what was it, like 42 euros a person? 39 euros a person?
I mean, depending on your selections, yeah.
I think it was a fixed price.
It was, but depending on what you selected, they would add a little bit more.
Oh, okay. So it was really quite lovely that we got to eat this beautiful food. So I had a croquette, like a potato and cheese croquette in a lovely sauce. And I have to go back and look at my notes to see exactly what I decided it was. And then my lunch was, I know you had the ravioli, so I think I had like shrimp with a bisque and some zucchinis with the flowers on it still, and then the flowers were stuffed with like ricotta, and then dessert. I had creme. Well, actually, Robbie ordered the creme brulee. I ordered isn't that right? And then you ordered the chocolate lava cake or something. I don't remember.
And these are all in
Potato,
Discord. If you
cheese,
guys
and
wanna
parsley. Yes.
If you want to go find the pictures, they are in Discord under the road trip.
Yeah.
Category.
So that is one of the things I'm going to try and make if I can find zucchini flowers. All right, I put way too much cream in this. I'm trying to make a little cheese sauce here, so we'll just keep adding cheese until we get the consistency I'm looking at. And I'm just using a soft shallot and chive Bresson cheese, which we could also use on the inside instead of cheddar if you want to make a little bit bougier ham and cheese there.
Can I skip ahead in the story again?
Yes.
So on one of the food tours in Venice, the tour guide was like, I need to ask you guys a question. What's the difference between ice
Gelato
cream
and ice cream.
gelato? Or is there a difference? And the people from
Norway.
Norway said, there's a difference?
No, they said it's the same.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
And we're like, no. The people from the US corrected and said, there's a big difference.
Not a big difference,
I
but
think
it's
there's
the
a
amount of eggs that you use typically. So, zucchini flour was a chicken leg at first. No! Did it drive you nuts not being able to share your engagement nudes on your own phone? It kind of did, Sarah. It did. I got on my iPad to let a couple of people know when I had Wi-Fi, but my iPad, I don't have cell service on it, and it's very tough. It's an old iPad, so it doesn't work super well with Wi-Fi. And then on top of that, Wi-Fi service in Italy is meh. I had
get the
void.
job done, but that's the last place had really good Wi-Fi.
I still have trouble with the.
Comparatively, it was supposed to be really good.
Yeah. All right. So Nice.
In the mood for Ben and Jerry's Caramel Brownie Party.
Yes. Yes, you should have it. Blossoms are a common recipe. The tough part is finding them. Yes, that's exactly it. So we had them both, like, in one thing they were kind of sauteed with it, and in another one that we had, they were fried, which is really pretty typical on that. We had lots of pasta, lots and lots of pasta.
Because fortunately over there, it does not affect Dana as much.
As much. Now, here's the interesting thing about Nice, because I learned some historical stuff, and not as much as I would have normally, because normally I would have been scrolling on my phone. to find historical things. But, you know, Nice, there's a lot of Italian food in Nice because Nice used to be part of the Italian kind of empire. So I'm blanking on who it was. The ruling family in Turin, Italy, was also ruling in Nice, and it really was only in, I can't remember what year. I'll talk about it more. I'll have to go back and read my notes on everything. That the people of Nice decided to be part of France, so they had a vote on it, on what they wanted to be. So when you go there, even to restaurants that serve food that's typical of Nice, you'll find a lot of Italian food there.
And even now, they shoot off the cannon at noon every day.
Yes, which has nothing to do with what I was talking about.
No, it doesn't, except it's, I think, fun.
So there's
I'm here for the fun tidbits, Dana.
There is do you remember why? Do you remember the story?
Well, supposedly it was, what's-his-name's wife was too busy chatting with the locals, and so they shot off the cannon to remind her to get back for lunch.
It's close. It's very close. It's what he also had a clock installed downtown. So they lived up on the hill. So if you go to Nice, there used to be a chateau on a hill. Now that chateau, when it was actually destroyed at one point by one of the kings of France. I can't remember which one, because he was afraid they were going to rebel again and all go back up to the city. So now there's not a castle up there at all, no chateau up there. It was all dismantled. But one of the guys who lived there, one of the Englishmen, I believe it was, had a clock installed downtown because he's like, oh, my wife likes to talk and she's never in time for anything. So I'm going to have this cannon go off at noon and make sure she gets home. And they still do it.
I think we need a cannon in the kitchen.
You need a cannon in the kitchen, okay. You remember the useless, but cannon. It was Louis the something. Yeah, yeah. You know what? So with everything that happened actually, I think, just 2 days before we left. So with the Pope, and so we didn't really go near the Vatican, but a lot of the churches had a lot of people in them for sure.
And it sounded like it was
All right, love your faces. Tell Darth hello for us.
It's gonna get real crazy the day we were leaving or the next day.
Yeah, yeah. All right, this sauce is going to be way too saucy.
The sauce is too saucy.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to eat it with this one, but then I'm going to make a pretty one, and I'm going to do it differently. But that's what we're doing for now, Robbie. So from Nice, like I said, we went to Monaco, which, by the way, Monaco is like clean. Like, you could almost eat off of the street clean. That's how clean it was. And we got to see the changing of the guard. We had a great tour guide. We saw a medieval city right before we went there that was super interesting. What was it called? Don't remember, because I didn't prepare for this stream at all. We'll make it happen. We'll talk about it. All right. Plop. Little piece of cheese just plopped on there.
It looks like a paintbrush that you're painting with.
It's kinda. It's what they use to write names and stuff on plates.
Is that Disney Dreamlight that there's something like that?
No, not that I know of. It's cheese too cheesy. Well, you want your sauce to be a certain consistency, right? Like there's some things like an au jus that you don't need to be really thick. I wanted this to be kind of like a pourable, but also thicker sauce, but this is what we've got. All right, Robbie, you want to come taste and see what you think?
So no picture of this one?
No, I'm going to make a pretty one, hopefully.
She's going to let me eat before a photo?
Yes, you get to eat before a photo, because I want to see if I need to
I like
adjust
this
anything.
new engaged Dana. She's nicer.
Mm-hmm. It's like a calligraphy tool for sauce. Because they want people to this day know how the ruling class lived. Yeah. So here's the thing. We went and we did the Vatican when we were in Rome last time, and we were only in Rome for one day.
On this trip?
On this trip. And so when we went to go look at tickets for the Vatican, the things that were different from what we did before were gone. And I don't know if they would have still been doing them when we got there anyway, because the Pope had died the day before.
Yeah.
So the museum, I'm sure, is open, but we might not have gotten to see other parts of it, and it might have been a little crazy.
Yeah, you better get in there. I'm chowing down.
Okay. It's pretty good.
That's all you want?
Yeah, you take that. Here, wait, you stay here and talk for a second. I gotta go get the plate I want to use.
Where are we in the story?
Why don't you go with, we leave Nice and we go to Turin.
So we leave Nice and we go to Turin, which she just said. We got on a train.
Yummy!
And I didn't really know what to expect from Turin. Had to walk a ways. Oh, that's right. We took a bus. We didn't take a train. We took a bus. Dana.
Which was probably the best travel that we did the entire time.
Yeah, it's weird that the bus was the best. The bus had Wi-Fi that was better than the train Wi-Fi. Can we trust these memories? About the same as you normally can. And the weather was okay in Turin. That's where it started to get rainy, unfortunately.
And we were only there for a day, full day.
One full day. But yeah, so a lot of the walkways were covered at least, so the rain wasn't a big deal.
Yeah. Can we trust these memories? Just, kinda.
I'm trying to think where we ate that first night.
We ate at that restaurant that looked like a kind of a garden inside that had the wine shop attached. We paid in the wine shop afterwards, after dinner. And we were talking about how well oiled the machine was, and their kitchen was on the second floor, so they had the little dumbwaiter that was bringing the food up and down.
Oh, yeah. I like the shelf. That's my memory of that place. I like the shelf behind Dana. The lights are now orange, Dana. Your
I
favorite
see
color.
that. Oh my gosh. Thank you for making them orange. That's my favorite. It is washed. And it's gray. I'm part of it because I need to get to the hairdresser. But thank you. I just blow dried it straight today because I was too lazy to do anything else with it. But thank you.
And we went to a pizza place for lunch the next day.
Oh, that's right. And that was a super cute place.
Off of a
And we had
cool
the snack.
courtyard. And we had the snack before at a coffee shop where I had a real hot chocolate, guys.
And I had a bichiren. I think that's what it's called. So chocolate, a lot of the chocolate and stuff that we have was actually began that process of doing things began in Turin, or Torino, if you want to say it in more Italian. And
Yummy.
so they have a drink there, and Robbie got a real hot chocolate, meaning a not hot chocolate made from Swiss Miss. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but chocolate and melted into milk, the real good stuff. And then I had the bichiren, which was interesting because it was served in like a small wine glass, and it is chocolate and coffee, but it's not like a mocha because it's not like coffee that has some chocolate in it. It's like chocolate that has some coffee in it, and then they put whipped cream on the top. But I hear that's not typical, so we're gonna make that on stream at some point as well. So, yeah. Whose hair are we talking about? Mine. Because you dye it black, washing it in your bath. But blue stains everywhere. Yeah. So we had that. And then what did we do for dinner that night?
Oh,
found
we
a place.
walked to the other neighborhood.
Oh, and that place was so cute, and the people were so nice.
That was one area of town where we felt a little sketchy on that walk.
Only walking there,
Right.
because we went down and there was just some woman who's like talking to me in Italian, and I go, I don't speak Italian. I could understand a little of what she was saying, but she was being very aggressive.
Right, those are the people that you really have to watch.
Yeah, and so we kept walking, and she kept going, Deutsche, and she just like kept throwing out like other languages at me, and I'm just like, no, don't need any of that. Before we went to Italy the first time around, I actually did know a decent amount of Italian, but when you don't use it on a regular basis and you only used it for a couple of weeks, you don't remember it. So I didn't get around to going and refreshing my memory, but I do know some.
She was way better at reading the menus and ordering stuff in Italian
I
than
speak
I was.
really good food in Italian.
I heard a lot of perfectos in response to
Perfecto.
Dana. I don't believe I ever got told
You
that
got
once.
one. You got one.
Oh, I got one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I got one.
It was at we in Bellagio. We had this one waitress that reminded us of an Italian pantry elf.
Yes.
And she was the one I was like, I'm not sure if I'm going to say this right. And so I said it, and she goes, perfecto. And then Robbie said his, and she goes, perfecto. And I'm like, okay, well, now I don't know if mine was perfect or not.
Thanks, Dana.
You're welcome. I speak foodish. Exactly. All right, this one may have gotten a little too thick. We'll see. We're going to...
Bravewood can order food in Spanish, no Italian.
Oh, that one is not good. Let's try that again.
What? I'd still eat it. Oh,
It wasn't cooked.
oh,
It's fine. We got plenty.
oh, my stomach hurts now. It's sad. It went in the sink and not my stomach.
I haven't perfected that's not really round, but we're going to go for it because it's kind of the thickness I want. I hear Rocky outside barking up a storm. Robbie is crying and you're crying, donate. That crepe was it was too thick.
That was at least a 3 out of 10. They can get worse.
I'm going to turn this
Now,
up. I
if
think
the-
it's not
if
hot
the
enough.
lady at the restaurant was making a crepe like that, she would have gotten a 1.
Fired. She would have got
yeah.
fired. Totally fired.
But she also
Here's
had a
some-
very specific heated platter and a special wooden tool.
Well, it's not a heated platter, it's the actual crepe cook thing, which if you go to a place that does crepes, like it's their specialty, you will always find that.
That just means more alcohol in my drink.
So we're just cutting up all of the ham over here. So we were only there, I wish we had done a tour. Our problem is that we tried to set things up kind of once we got someplace, because both of us have been so busy before we left town, we didn't sit down and
then
do enough.
The other issue is that places over there are closed on certain days of the week. And so if you're in
Yeah.
a town on that day of the week and half the stuff is closed, it really limits
That
your
makes
options.
it tough too. But yeah, we went to this little Osteria corner place. The people there were nice. We were the first people there because it was 7. And if you're not aware of this, the restaurants are really full around 9. That's about when people eat. So they like to go around and do their aperitivos and eat some little appetizers, some munchies along with drinks, and then go out to their restaurant and eat. And we did that. We just did it earlier than everybody else. So there's that.
Some places we would walk in and be like, you're open, right?
We'd be like, are you open? So, all right, we're going to try and flip this one. See, look, another hole. My first one so far. See, and that got a little overdone.
It looks like the moon.
We need to get some stuff in here stat.
We did get to see the Colosseum in Rome, yes. We didn't go
We
in
didn't
this
go in
time.
it.
We did that 2 years ago.
Because again, we were only in Rome for one day,
I made Dana walk all the way around it.
which I did. Here.
It's the
There we go.
moon made of cheese, and I took a bit out of it.
There we go.
Perfecto, Dana.
So now what we're going to do is
Now,
instead
now
of
you
putting
really
this
don't trust that word.
perfecto, and we can
Look
try
at
to
her
be
just
really bougie.
Painting. Look. Wow.
That's not good, Robbie.
Someone was clearly on food tours in Europe. Look at that.
So I was sad that we didn't get to go on the food tour at Nice. We let them know, hey, you've got a food tour on here that is not doing food tours anymore. And I really want to go on ones that it is not the big tours. I don't know how they're really going to help you when they've got these gigantic tours of food. So,
Or even, us as the tourists are like, oh, that's a big group.
yeah. So, we'll get a picture of this one. How about, I don't know. I'm making stuff up.
You just need to make more noises.
Doop, doop, doop. How's that?
Perfect.
That's good. Still very interesting looking. I don't know if I like it, but it's good. So from there, the bus ride was actually pleasant overall. There were no screaming children. There were no fights with trained people. And no kids playing video games without headphones. It was on time, unlike most of our planes. So overall, pretty good. Doop, doop, doop. Was Robbie was behaving on the bus. Robbie was behaving on the bus. So that's how we got to Turin. So then we did the train, and again we stayed in this lovely hotel that was very conscious, had the best breakfast buffet.
Oh my gosh.
That was free, that I've ever seen, ever. I've been at better breakfast buffets, but you paid for them like $40 a person. So
this looked like a $40 person.
it was spectacular. Foods, different kinds of foods, like what they would have normally there, what people in other European countries might have. They even had a little table that had plastic plates and cups and stuff for kids, which was great. And I also liked it because they were environmentally conscious. So all the things that they had they were thinking about, that's what we're going to do. Now, our windows opened up to the train station, which made it convenient when we left. So we did walk around in a park there, and we got to see some of the palazzos, and we walked around the main castle area and some of the downtown areas. It was really quite lovely. Yes, hello, Kanara. How are you? If you are here and you are not following Kanara, you need to make sure that you are doing that. You absolutely do.
Did you want to show Kanara?
So, hey, Kanara. There we go. Did you get to see it? There it is. So after that, we got on the train, which was, again, right across the street from where we were staying, and we went to Bellagio, where we had to go down the hill to catch a ferry once we got off the train, and then go find our place at the Bellagio, which, as we have told you, was filled with ants. So that was fun.
Hundreds and hundreds
Now,
of ants.
Gorgeous view. Could not beat the view. The view is absolutely gorgeous. It had a little balcony, so with the French doors that opened up from the bedroom and from the living room, so that was beautiful. It's been hard not blurting it out. Trust me, I know. I know too. And then the bed was really comfortable, but the rest of it was just, like, we were there for 3 nights?
Yeah.
3 nights. They gave us coffee enough for 4 cups of coffee. And here's what you have to keep in mind. This is a little Italian town. So it's not like there's a big grocery store around the corner that you can go get coffee pods for your coffee maker. It's got like a little mini mart that's open from like 10 in the morning until noon, and then it closes down until 3, and then it's open for 3 to 7. Well, if you're out looking at stuff, it's hard to get to. But we did before I ran out of coffee.
And it was tiny. It was probably smaller than Dana's Kitchen, guys, the whole thing.
Yes, it was tiny. Very well stocked, but very tiny. Very tiny. You want those hours. I know. Isn't that great? But it was a super, super tiny store, and I was like, they're not going to have coffee pods, but maybe they'll at least have some coffee, because there was a mocha pod in there, so I couldn't do that if I needed to. But they did. But I had a choice of one kind of coffee. So and the Bellagio was really cool. All the little winding, cobbled streets. We'll call them streets, but that are stairs going up and down and everywhere. So lots of exploring there, beautiful gardens. We took a boat tour that, if you ever go to Bellagio, ask me which boat tour to never take. Because literally, they drove out to the lake and basically drove back. They didn't take us really by any of the places other than the Star Wars.
The Star Wars
place.
Island /
That is your choice, coffee or not coffee?
Casino Royale.
Yeah, so so what is it? The Chateau, but starts with a B. That's out there that was in the Star Wars movies. It was what they based where Padme's home was. That's out there on the lake, on Lake Como. So that they went by slow, but the rest of it, I'm like, which things am I supposed to be looking at?
And it's also the final scene in Casino Royale.
And the final scene in Casino Royale, that too. Mythical Suki, coffee or not coffee, that is your choice. That was our choice, basically. You went and you were like, do you want this coffee or no coffee at all? Do you want this tea or no tea?
You had a choice of a wine glass that was already broken for you, Dana, that was in the cabinet.
It was in the
still for some
cabinet, a
reason?
broken wine glass. Yeah. And we did try to contact the host. The shower was broken, and the host, I started off with, because I made the plans through an app, and I contacted the app, and they're like, hey, the host doesn't do this. This is who you've got to contact. I gave that information to Robbie because I did not have a phone. So, and Robbie reached out, got no answers. I found another one place. I contacted them. They're like, here, try these. We tried those. Nobody answered that. One of the numbers we had was wrong. But funny enough, that was a guy that actually called us back, and he said, well, this isn't really my place. I don't know how to help you.
It's orange. It just doesn't look like it on that camera.
There you go. It's orange. An excellent decaf. The weather was not great at Bellagio, but it wasn't horrible.
Here, I can show you the difference real quick, Kanara. So, there's red. Oh, that's the drip red. Hold on. So there's normal red. And then that's orange. Ever so slightly less red.
It looks really orange in my kitchen, if that helps. Okay, so I've got one pretty plate that Robbie can come and take a picture of. Or I could.
I did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
You know what? I can also do it. You know why?
Here, let's see if you can tell better on
Because I have a phone.
Camera. So red.
I don't know if you heard Kanara, but I left my phone in Munich, so I was without my
Yellow.
phone
Orange.
for about 14 days. So we got that. It is subtle. You're very, very right. But overall, like the gardens that are near Bellagio are beautiful. We mostly walked around and hiked. There's an old wood shop that's there. And so And you know what? I probably should have told you this at the top, but let me tell it to you now. I do have a bruise on my arm from falling. Where was it that I fell?
On the boat.
Oh, on the boat. We were on a
In,
boat tour in Venice, and I missed a step. And that is, it looks worse now than it did the day it happened, which was several days ago. So, sad panda. I mean, I got up, we enjoyed the day. It was, you know, I tried to say maybe God was saying I need to be unplugged for this trip. That's where I finally said something. I mean, in my head. Okay, I want to tell you guys, we did get you guys, you're our family. I like to bring souvenirs back. So I do have some souvenirs, but you're such a big family that not everybody gets a souvenir. So over the course of this month, we'll be giving away some souvenirs to people. And I wanted to show you one of the things. We went to a wood shop in Bellagio, and it's a wood shop that's been there for, you know, hundreds of years. That's been a working wood shop. And they made these cute little risotto spoons there. So I got one of those for you guys. And I also have an ornament from there as well. We've got some magnets from Monaco, I think. Some stuff from Nice, some stuff from Venice. I didn't get anything in Rome though, because we were only there for a day. And I think I have something from Turin. I think I have chocolate from Turin. All right. So what else happened? Okay, so Bellagio. From Bellagio, we had to take the ferry back at the train, took the train into Venice, and then we took a ferry again. See the ring again? There you go.
Real quick before she moves on from Bellagio, she would have gotten proposed to in that garden. We were going to go back, and the rain was like, "No, you're not."
And there was Robbie kept going, let's go back to the garden. Let's go back to the garden. And it's like, and it started raining as we started. I said, "You really want to go back to the garden?" He's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "All right." So we started walking. It started pouring down rain, or started raining pretty hard. And then Robbie's like, yeah, this may get worse, so let's not. So we didn't end up going back that. So this is, it's an Asher cut is actually the cut of the diamond. So
I would have at the park, but we moved on to Venice.
Yep. So after Bellagio, we went to Venice, and again, we were in a great hotel, had a hot tub on the deck. And we actually were in the hot tub one night drinking wine, and we saw a shooting star. It was so clear you could see the satellites, which is very cool. Such a difference when there's not like pollution in the air, like how much you can see. So that was, we're getting there, Suki, we're getting there. So one of the things, we did two things in Venice that we really loved, and my favorite, one of them was a tour of Murano, which is where they do glass, make glass things. So you've probably seen Murano glass around. We got a couple of things from there. And then we also went to an island called Burano, where they do handmade lace. And there's actually still a couple of old women in the stores that they kind of showcase. I don't know if you saw the other couple of stores that said they had live demonstrations. So I'm assuming somebody as old as the woman who was like probably in her 80s.
Yes.
And she's hand tying these tiny knots to make lace by hand there. You get a full $1. You've been there! Yes! Excellent. The mother of food, the breaker of Robbie's sanity. We're getting there. And then the other thing we did was an amazing food tour, which we'll talk about there. Her name is Mariana. If you guys ever go to Venice and want to do a food tour, make sure you contact us and we'll tell you how to get with Mariana, because she was absolutely amazing. She grew up in Venice, moved away for 20-something years, and then came back and is now doing these food tours, and she's taking you to her favorite places to go, not where all of the other food tours are going. So you're actually going to where she is like, I've cooked here, I've worked here, this is where me and my friends go, this is where me and my friends go. So it was amazing. And then on our last night there, we went on evening. We got on a gondola, and then I'll let Robbie finish the story.
Well, the first night we tried to go after dinner.
Yes.
And we walked around. And we were either in the wrong part of town, or we waited too late, or... So it didn't happen that night. Because then we did the island tour with the glass and whatnot. And then, was it before dinner?
Yes, because
That's right. So before dinner.
We went and got an aperitivo.
We weren't going to make the same mistake. Yeah, we got the aperitivo.
And then we
found a gondola. It's like, here's some cash. Can we get in the boat?
Because he was giving us a bunch of numbers, and we're like, this is how much we got. How long can you take us on the gondola for?
So we got in the boat. We were told to, not put our hands outside of the boat, which was really tempting on some corners. It's like, is he going to hit the wall? Is he going to hit the wall?
Yep.
And so I knew we only had so much time on there, so about halfway through that, I was like, hey, Dana, it's time. No, didn't quite go like that. You were like, what is he doing? What is he in his pocket for?
Oh, that got too hot. He's like moving around. He's like doing this, and I'm like, what in the world is he doing?
And I was like, yeah, I already got told to not reach outside the boat. I don't think he's gonna like it if I stand up to kneel down on this boat that's already really rocking a lot. So I didn't get down on a knee, but I did propose on the gondola. She said yes.
One of our friends, when we
Somehow.
told them, Robbie's best friend from when Robbie was like in 3rd grade and stuff, was like, Dana, did you just say finally?
That's your answer? She didn't. She was nice.
I said, I thought it, but...
She took the high road and said yes. And then, you had actually forgotten parts of what the ring looked like?
I had seen it in a long time. Well, I never actually saw the ring, so let's first say that.
Well, that's true. We picked out
I
bits and
picked out
pieces,
stuff,
and
but
they
I
were
didn't,
gonna custom make it. Which is why she had to wait. That's what took the 8.5 years, Dana. They've been making it this whole time. I don't think she believes that.
I do not.
But she did say yes to Robbie and not to Randy or Ricky
Or any of those.
or any of those other ones.
They all of them are included. All of them.
And we didn't fall off the boat. Dana tried to at the end.
No, I tried to slip on the slippery step.
So
is
I
what
had to
did.
get on second and get off first. And when I was stepping off, he said, "Hey, make sure to step on this higher step. The other one is very slippery."
But they
with
weren't.
the
They didn't
moss."
talk to me.
But Dana did. He was a quieter talker.
He was. Every once in a while, he'd start talking. We're like, is he talking to us?
Because the other gondola people would talk to each other a lot.
Well, he talked to them too, but when he was talking to us, he was so quiet, it was hard to
He'd
hear
be like,
him.
"Oh yeah, this church is the blah blah blah. That's 13th century," and we'd have to stop our engagement talk to acknowledge the history that he's trying to teach us. And
Which is fine.
he did not ask me to wear the puffy shirt. No. Appreciate the Seinfeld reference. That's right, Dana. You never made me get the white and black shirt.
I know.
She threatened that I was going to have a gondola shirt before we were done.
I threatened a lot of things.
Anyway, so when Dana was stepping off, she didn't hear him say that. She stepped on the very, very slippery step and somehow didn't end up in the water. It was close.
It was not close. I did not almost end up in the water. It's making it
Yeah,
sound
I
like
don't want to be a pirate.
I did slip. All right. I cannot seem to get the heat to the right amount here. It's like the first one came out the best. Because like now I don't have you want to see the little bubbles. And it's not doing that. So I don't know why. Trip was great. Hello, Baker View. Yes. I would have gotten puffy shirt for sure. All right, that needs to heat a little more. That's not cooked.
I'd say we
enough
could
to
call
flip.
up the crepe place, but it's 1:30 in the morning there.
They probably aren't there.
Yeah.
But maybe, who knows? Who knows? So yeah, so Venice was great. I loved going to, our person was, Mariana was so awesome on the food tour as well. She was just helping us with the history of food there and took us to, I mean, we had lots of food there. That's all I'm going to say. We'll hear more about that on the trip. And then from there, we took a train then into...
Well, I was wondering real quick with that.
Oh, go ahead.
The people, the other big group that was on that food tour, and we found out that one of the ladies was there for her.
It was a surprise, like, bachelorette party.
And the whole time I'm thinking, boy, I still haven't proposed. Am I going to be getting looks from Dana?
And those things were just not my problem. Because I didn't know. I was thinking, I'm like, is he going to miss this opportunity again?
So for those of you that don't know, we went to Italy 2 years ago. And one of the towns we went to was
Yes.
Cinque Terre, where there's this restaurant on the side of a hill, great view. Well, it just so happens when we got back, Chef Steve,
Yes.
I think it was talking about his sister had just gotten engaged at that exact same restaurant that we were at less than a week before.
Yeah.
And so Dana wasn't very happy with me.
I just was like, oh, look at that. They're at Nessum Durham and Cinque Terre, that really romantic spot where we had aperitivos.
She's like, hurts to miss that opportunity, doesn't it?
I didn't say that. You said, oh, I may have missed that opportunity.
So she just
I
had to
wouldn't
wait
say
another 2 years, guys. It's fine.
It's 2 years. I got tired of my friends going, when are you getting engaged? Is Robbie going to engage? When is Robbie going to...
I thought it was
So
interesting
finally.
that your friends' husbands were kind of like, attaboy. I wasn't expecting
I don't think
that
so.
reaction.
I don't think so.
Were you at a different party that I was at?
What?
Anyway, it doesn't.
So yeah, so that was good. And, you know, like I said, we stayed in a great place, loved that. We'll talk more about these things as we make food from all of them, because I am gonna make food from all of the places that we've been. And maybe a little more ham in there.
So yeah, the next morning went shopping, heard from the shop owner that the Pope had passed away that morning, like literally 2 or 3 hours before.
It's not pretty.
We're like, oh yeah, we're on our way to Rome today, so that's gonna be interesting. And then that train ride had its own drama, where for one whole stop we were in our seats before someone very frantic hopped on, like, please switch seats with us. We have 2 babies. We almost missed the train. They wouldn't help us with our luggage. They were saying they were going to leave without us. We were running. They're like, yeah, you guys can have the seats. It's okay.
Because their seats weren't together with the 2 babies, so we took their 2 seats, but they were apart and they were single seats like this. So I sat in the one right in front of Robbie, so when the next person came on, I was like, hey, this is my fiance. Can I stay here and you just take the seat in front of me? And she was fine with that. But here's the thing. I mean, we watched, after all this, you had 2 people who are panting, who are clearly upset about something that's happened, and somebody from the train company that was on there came over to lecture them. And it was a big thing. But the babies were actually pretty good. So that was nice. But the train that we took to Venice, we had 2 trains. There's a big family that had 2 small children, and we had seats facing one another. And it was like the grandmother and one of the kids was there, and she's like charging everybody. Everybody's kind of spread out, but she's charging everybody's things. But that kid was playing video games the entire time with the sound on.
And he kept
Right.
pulling out like a different device. I'm like, how many things does this kid
yeah.
have?
And then And then we get on, so we pull into Milan, okay? Big train station, Milan. So we pull into a train station. I had better seats for us in the next place rather than, so paid to upgrade the seats on that train, right? And we get on our car, and they get on the car with us and are right across the aisle from us. And we're like, it's the grandmother and the grandson again, not anybody else in the family. And Robbie and I look at each other and we're like, you've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. But luckily, there was a German woman who was sitting with us in our aisle, and she kind of looks over and she goes, can he headphones? It's annoying. And I was like, oh, thank goodness for her.
We kind of nodded with her.
We were like, thank you.
And then, like 10 minutes later, she took off for a different seat,
and then we had the road to ourselves. So there was that. So when I say that the bus, for some reason, was like, that was what I was most like, bus. It was the best.
It was comfy.
It was comfy, quiet. Nobody had their devices on, or at least they had headphones or whatever in there. It was great.
And the bus driver was a good driver.
Yes.
The shuttle that we had for the ride to the airport on the last day.
Not.
I don't know what was happening there, where it's like the gas pedal won't stay down, so it's just gas and let off the gas, gas,
Really?
let off the gas, just
The
constantly.
whole way. And if you've ever been to Rome, if you're in downtown Rome, the airport in Fiumicino, I think is the way it's pronounced, is not near. It's like 30 minutes away.
35 minute drive away.
Blurred out, exactly, right? And that's just not okay. It's not okay. So we took the train into Rome. We were only there for a day. We did another food tour. That was one of the few things we found. And I had not been to Trastevere.
Perfecto.
But this was a tour through Airbnb, and it's just these two women, so it's not a big tour. And when we got there for it, we were the only two people on the tour. So we had like a private food tour, and it was her neighborhood. So she was taking us, like she's sitting there talking to the people, how are you doing? Doing great, and all this stuff. And she's like, this is where I get all of my food. And she took us to this place that specialized in pork. And we're gonna try and make this. It was the best porchetta that I have ever had. Porchetta that I've ever had. It was so delicious. And we only got that one kind of little bite of it. But she fed us so much food, so I don't know how much more I could have eaten at that point. But they do pizza by the slice, for things like lunch and everything. So we had that and gelato.
Well, it's actually by the pound, right? Or kilogram?
Huh? Yeah, so when you get pizza by the slice there, it's not really pizza by the slice, it's pizza by weight. And so you can tell them, I just want a little piece.
Little
you can
piece
tell
of this,
them, I
little
want
piece of that.
Yeah. And then we had soupli from the original soupli place, which is fried risotto. What else did we have? We had the meat and cheese at the market, along with
Kiwis
some
and tangerines.
tangerines.
I may have said oranges in the post.
Yeah, if you see the post and it says oranges, Robbie's wrong.
That's what you get when I make the post, guys.
Not the whiplash from the bus driver. Yes, it was not good. He was also very particular about things. Like Robbie what was it? Like I had one of my bags with me, and he's like, no.
That needs to go in the back.
That needs to go in the back. I was like, okay, it's a small bag, but fine. I'm not going to argue. It's 7 o'clock in the morning with somebody.
And he seemed to really care that we had our seatbelts on ahead of time before we took off. But then he took off his seatbelt like 2 minutes before he rolled up to the parking spot.
I saw that.
Because it starts beeping, and it's like still beeping, so it beeps really loudly.
This isn't a pretty crate. It's fine though.
You're doing great, Dana.
We're gonna have to heat some of these up.
What else did we eat on that food tour, though? There was the market.
There's the market, there was the
The
pizza,
fried thing, the pizza.
the soupli, the porchetta, and then the gelato. Is that it?
I thought there was one more thing. I thought we did 5 stops. We had wine.
We had wine at the porchetta place. She goes, you guys are fun. I'm going to get you some wine, which was not a problem on Mariana's tour in Venice because there was wine at every place except the coffee place and the pastry shop. And at one place we had 2 kinds of wine.
I had an espresso at the coffee place, guys.
He had an espresso. Hey, Bravewood, Robbie had an espresso.
And I didn't add anything to it.
Nope. He's like, I'm just doing it for the caffeine.
Even the people from...
They were taking pictures of you doing it.
Yes.
Because I'm like,
How sad is that, guys?
He doesn't like coffee. And they're like, he doesn't like coffee and he's getting espresso. I had a Correcto. Do you guys know what that is?
I may have made a face.
Yes, a face. Did you?
I finished it.
You did finish it. Do you guys know what a Correcto is? So we had a choice between a Italian macchiato, which is not the same thing as an American macchiato, espresso, or a Correcto. Perfecto Correcto. Uh-huh. Do you know what it is?
I had never heard of that before.
I did last time we were in Italy.
Not that...
But I wouldn't
I
have been
know a lot
able to
about
tell
coffee.
you what it is. I wouldn't have remembered that much about it.
So no, what is it, Dana? Harry Potter.
What is it? It's a Harry Potter one. No, it's espresso with grappa in it. Except that there was a couple that was there who had just gotten married. They were on their honeymoon. And they were really nice. We actually had a drink with them afterwards. But he and I looked at each other and he goes, what do you think of it? And I said, I think it tastes like grappa with some coffee rather than coffee with grappa. And he goes, yes, it was so strong.
Do you need to explain what grappa is?
So grappa is a type of Italian brandy. And I believe it's made from like the leftover stuff like when you make wine from the grapes. But I'll get back to you on that, Twilight Wolf, because I'm not 100% positive. But it's a type of liqueur, but it's really strong flavored. I've got some here. I don't think Robbie tried any, so we'll have to have him try some grappa.
Oh, good.
So
And
I
then
think
that couple was super nice that we had a little bit to eat with them, or not eat, drink.
we got aperitivos with them after eating gelato at the reggae place. The reggae gelato. Do you remember the reggae gelato? Hello, Cozy Heart Gaming. How are you? I'm so glad you've been lurking. Yeah, so it was a very interesting drink. Yeah. So we went to this. We went to a lot of gelato places. And they took us to, the Mariana in Venice took us to a very interesting gelato place that the guy who opened it had 2 loves. She goes, he had 2 loves. And his loves were gelato and reggae music. And she was part of the group that supported him when he opened this, and she even talked about how they went out and they painted the ice cream cone in front of his place in reggae colors. And they make all of their own stuff. They make it sometimes with the vegetables and fruits from their own garden. Well, he passed away a few years ago, but his friends have kept it open. And so I had a ginger gelato that I would like to try and create. I think it would be delicious if you were doing like an appetizer that was kind of an Asian appetizer and you had that as part of it. And Robbie, what kind did you have from there?
Is that chocolate?
I don't know.
Might have been chocolate or like cookies and cream or strawberry. A lot of strawberry and chocolate. Or
Maybe.
how you say strawberry over there again?
Fragola
Yeah, that one.
or fragiole, something like that. So it was good. All right, this is our last crepe for tonight.
It's the abstract one.
It's the very small appetizer one. So I will tell you that we're going to be on Sunday. I'm not quite sure. I need to get John to get back to me. If you've heard of John's, he's doing a Carmen Sandiego themed one. That will be a fun one. It'll be me and Kanara. I think dinner with Mom, Hippie, and John. And we'll all be collabing, but you'll be able to watch it here, or you can watch it on John's. And we're going to be cooking stuff, but we're not going to tell you where it's from or what it is. So you're going to have to guess. We'll give clues as we're cooking it. And if you've been here long enough, you probably have a leg up on people who don't know who I am on what I might be cooking. And that's all I'm going to say. That is all I'm going to say. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Yes, yes.
Exactly.
So we'll find out, and it'll be different for each person. I've seen the menus. They look great. And that's all I can tell you. I can't tell you anything else. You have to go because it's bedtime. Oh, thank you again. Thank you for that. All right, we'll see you later. I mean, we're not going to be on much longer because I don't know how much longer I can stand here. Anyway, so let me just give you some stuff. So May is our month that we celebrate having started streaming and celebrate becoming an affiliate very short thereafter, like right at the beginning of June. But we start, we're going to be doing some special stuff coming up in May. I don't have it all figured out, but hopefully I'll have that figured out soon. We'll put it up on Discord. We'll talk about it as well. We're going to have souvenirs from our trip to give away, and Yummy Foods will be making stuff from every place. Is there anything else I need to talk about? My brain is slowly frying right now.
I mean, I didn't remember much past this next Sunday stream, Dave.
I don't think I have anything else planned as of yet. I do in my head. I just haven't put it to paper yet. So, Rockapella performed in your church in 1990. I love Rockapella. So, maybe you'll get lucky with a giveaway. Yes, yes. But we do plan on Wednesdays and Sundays. I know we still, Thursdays, Mondays. No, Sundays and Thursdays. Don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about.
See, that's why I don't listen to you, Dana. You've told me not to.
You listen to me.
No, you're pointing at the camera.
No, I'm pointing at you.
No, I'm behind the camera, so you're not pointing at me.
I am pointing at you. So Sundays and Thursdays. But we do still owe you a gaming stream, and we will get that done. I think we got all the rest of them done that we were supposed to. Is there another one? I know we owe...
the pulled pork Twinkies and the Texas Twinkies?
We have those! Oh my gosh, we got to make those.
That's why I left them up as the goals, so that...
Yep, we'll have new goals for May. But I won't get those done this Sunday, but maybe we'll do those next week sometime. So watch out. Thank you, Reps Rocket. Thank you so much. Okay, I've turned the pan off. I just want to make sure I've done that. Also know if you're ever making crepes, these are chickpea crepes. That's what we made tonight to make some savory crepes. Those are not there we go. There's a pretty plate. There's a sort of pretty plate. We stuffed ours with ham and cheese. You can do like ricotta and spinach. You can just go buy one of the soft cheeses. It's already got lots of herbs in it and just put that in there if you want. You can do all sorts of things. The chickpea crepes are going to be a little healthier for you because there's not, because it's got a lot of protein in it. So that's good. Yeah, so we didn't make regular crepes. We made the chickpea crepes. And if you are in Nice, you will see these all over the place. All over the place. So, that's about all my brain's going to handle tonight because I have worked today and I had to try and concentrate today for people. And I'm very tired because it's like What time is it? It's like 2 in the morning. It's coming up on 2 in
Over
the
in
morning
Italy, yeah.
body time. So we're kind of tired here. So, and like I said, I'm cooking some yummy stuff on Sunday. I just can't tell you what it is because it's a game. So come join us on Sunday. Check the Discord for the time. John may have it on his Discord. Chef John Lung may have it on his Discord right now. We haven't done all the things yet. But hey, baby, I'm back. I have a phone. I can do things. And now you'll get to see me on Discord again. Who knew? Who knew that? So go to sleep for 24 hours. We did actually go to bed. Hi, Jedi. How are you doing? Have you been lurking? Did you hear the news?
At the beginning, too.
Oh, okay. All right. Just want to make sure. Hadn't heard from you. Yeah, we went to bed at like 9 last night and slept till like 7 this morning. No, 6. 6:30. Somewhere in there. Because I had to wake up and actually do work things. And I had to get a new driver's license and a new phone. I still haven't done the credit card thing. I got to do that one. Because I couldn't do anything out in Europe. Just couldn't get it. Putting a ring on it, that's right. Yeah, we'll get some sleep. We're going to eat and get some sleep. So anyway, that came out pretty good.
She even let me have a crepe today before a picture. So the engaged Dana is a happy Dana. Look at that.
I'm doing that because the crepe is so good.
Wow. I take it all back.
So thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you, Cozy Heart Gaming, for joining us tonight. I know it was kind of a short, crazy
Hey, you
winded.
still almost made it 2 hours, Dana.
Yeah. So there you go. And we'll see you hopefully on Sunday. And hopefully I'll have a schedule for you guys then of what the next month looks like. Thank you guys for the Golden Kappa Hype Train today. I appreciate all of you. And my fiance and I are going to say goodnight to you guys.
Who are we rating?
I don't know. Who are we rating? Why do I always have to
I know Steve
figure
and
that
Krem
out?
are on. I saw them right before we went on.
Oh, we should go see Steve and Krem. We haven't seen them for a while.
Wolf Mom was on, but she rated in here.
So let's go see Steve.
That's easy enough for me.
Or Krem. Either one. It's the same thing, almost.
Do you want a special raid message for people to copy?
Sure. You guys want a special raid message to copy?
Like Dana's finally engaged
Okay.
raid?
Let's do that. I'm going to put some of this cheese on here and eat it. All right. So
Copy that.
copy that because I don't think we've told Steve and Krem yet, so they don't know. And Robbie put a ring on it. You could do that as well. But thank you guys so much for coming today. I so appreciate it. I missed you guys. Give me a few days to get used to being back into the swing of things, and we'll get everything going. Again, it's always like so humbling to me that you guys spend time with me in my kitchen while I cook, especially when I make very strange shaped crepes. So I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I hope to see you on Sunday. And thank you so much. Go be a beautiful you, the beautiful you are. And take some kindness out into the world. We definitely need that out there right now. So good night, guys.